Okay, guys. Well, welcome back. This is another game in the joinDota League that we're all so very happy to be a part of, and it's Virtus Pro against Sigma International. Quite an interesting game, I want to say, because at the moment these two teams are currently in the position of having to go into the Division 1-2 playoffs. Now, either team, if they could get both wins in this match, would take themselves out of that position where they could rely on being able to be in the Division 1 next time without having to go to any playoffs. So this will be an interesting match, and I'm joined of course by Davey. How you doing, mate?
Very glad to be here. So excited.
I just noticed this Lycan ban. Every time it comes up we talk about it, and I say, really? And you say, oh yes. And I say, well I doubt we'll see it again, and then we do. Yeah, so I don't buy it. I don't buy it.
He's just so good at punishing people. He can take down towers so fast. He has an ultimate that's not either blink or invisible based. It's just straight movement speed ultimate to escape. He's very flexible. He can push. He can team fight. He can gank. He can do Roshan solo pretty early on, so we have to counter him for that. He's got a pretty high skill cap with the Wolf micro. He's just a great hero.
He is.
And he's gotten a big buff recently.
I suppose the reason I don't like him is I just think of him as one of those kind of... He rushes out of the jungle at some point, suddenly able to kill things very well heroes. And... well, I don't know.
I mean, he shouldn't be in the jungle. He should be in the safe lane.
Yeah. Maybe I just haven't tried him since jungle became all icky. Bane pick up there from Sigma. I think pretty much undeniably one of the best supports in the game. Very heavy disable.
And there's that AA.
Yeah, here we go. Top tier supports all the way. AA and Dazzle.
These are like the two very good supports for VP. They'll be very happy with this. Ooh, and maybe we can see a Fada Invoker. That's exciting.
That will be good. That'll be amazing, actually. I mean, also, isn't Invoker the #1 pro play pick ban? That is in 6.8 with something like 100% of games. So yeah,
not quite that high, but very high.
He was very likely to turn up, and here he is. How would you counter that?
I'm just surprised they. Well, first of all, I'm surprised that they let it through. I mean, Fada's Invoker is his hero above all other heroes. I'm surprised they gave someone who's arguably, I would probably say, is the best solo mid in the world. Give him the #1 solo mid hero, where he can really use all his abilities. I don't know. So I'm surprised they gave it to him, but I'm not totally sure what they're gonna do to counter it. You know, Invoker doesn't need a lot of farm in lane per se to get going. I think they'll try to pick up someone else who's a strong laner against him, but try to gank maybe a lot from the middle. We'll see.
I mean, it does seem like Virtus Pro aren't really concerned about mids. I mean, Mirana and Ember Spirit sure can be great mid, but doesn't seem to be what they're worried about.
That they banned I haven't seen Sigma play Lycan that much. I'm surprised they didn't ban the Invoker over the Lycan. Although I would totally get the Mirana. Mirana and Invoker, in my mind, are sort of the go-to Sigma bans. But is Lycan strong enough that they have to throw him in there instead? I don't know. I guess we'll find out.
Mayhaps, yeah.
10 seconds to go.
I wonder if he'll get picked.
Impressive. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I'm wondering if he'll maybe make it through into match 2, and we'll see what all the fuss was about.
Yeah.
Reserve time.
There's some of the CIS teams, after not a great period for them for a few months, in the last month, or really to some extent the last 2 months, BP and Empire especially have really come back as teams to be afraid of, where Na'Vi is not the only representative, as we see the puck pick up by BP.
Radiance pick.
Absolutely, yeah.
A reasonably good laner against Invoker.
Yeah, I like that combo. I mean, I guess you know, phase shift should take him out of pretty much all of cold snap. And he's actually got the mobility to potentially chase down an Invoker if it does get to the stage where he can gank it. Because that's always my problem with Invoker. It's not that he's a terribly hard mid to deal with, but now that Ghost Walk has such massive extra movement speed, you know, you can dust him, and you can stun him, and you can do all of this stuff, and you can drain his mana, and then suddenly he's just off. So I like the idea of the puck pickup. Yeah, although also Bat Rider here from Sigma.
That's to some extent a block pick because I know VP's very happy to play the Bat Rider.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see. Assuming that's going to be an offliner, but could be a jungler, something like that. But I'm guessing that it's in the offlane.
I mean, just looking at it, I think if Sigma play it right, they've got a combo already just with Bane and Bat Rider, which can take out pretty much any hero in the game if used properly. And that is, you know, Bat, blink in, lasso, full staff out, and then Bane. If it's someone where you need more, Bane can then Fiend script them. While you just
VP's has a very strong 5-man lineup here, and a very early one focused too. If they took maybe like a Luna or, I mean, that's a very scary 5-man rushing down middle lane at 25 minutes or earlier than that, 20 minutes.
Yeah, Puck plus Tide.
Get levels on Tidehunter and Ancient Apparition, and.
But there's a lifesteal. I mean, I think Sigma are pushing for the late game though, and they've definitely got it.
Yeah.
In buckets.
I mean lifesteal definitely makes sense with all the magic damage and lockdown from VP.
Yeah. I mean, so what do you think from VP? Puck mid, Tidehunter offlane, perhaps with the dazzle, and then we're yet to see the safe lane carry.
I'm assuming it's a Tidehunter offlane, which maybe would mean an aggro try. Ancient Apparition and Dazzle both relatively good in aggressive tri lanes. Tidehunter definitely would prefer the safe lane, not having a true escape, just being tanky. There's not. With Bane and Lifestealer, if Sigma went for a very strong lockdown in their second support, then they might want to go aggro tri lane. But if not, they might be happy to just let Tidehunter. He's not going to be that worried about Brain Sap or the Lifestealer slow. They'd really need another stun to get consistent kills on him.
Yeah, I mean, it would be shutting down his farm quite effectively, though. I mean, Tidehunter's,
I'm
great.
not sure who they take. Lina, maybe? Lina could be an okay pickup for Sigma. Disruptor would have been a good pick too. Yeah, they need lockdown in their next support. Morphling ban. Morphling's coming back.
I mean, they could.
This is a lot of minus armor coming out for VP.
Yeah.
This is a really nice lineup. Naga, who can make a very, very hard carry. And then you have minus armor from Naga, Tidehunter, and Dazzle, all give minus armor in AoE.
Yeah.
You have Song and Puck to and Puck's ultimate to set up for Weaves, Ancient Apparition ults, Tidehunter ults.
Yeah.
I really like how VP's team is coming together here.
I like it. I'm not entirely convinced in some ways, though, as well. I mean,
it's not unbeatable.
Lifestealer can just walk through all of that.
Yeah, no, that's a very good point.
I do feel they've got a little bit. I mean, Naga Siren Heavy Carry can dish out lots of damage. Tidehunter, but often I see people run anti-armor strats without picking up the one hero who's actually going to be doing high physical right-click damage to the entire team. So it's like, oh, awesome, their armor is low and they're taking 200% extra damage, so let's hit them for, oh crap, 50. And that's not enough.
They did have Tidehunter for lockdown. It might have been nice to see maybe like a Death Prophet because they have Death Prophet for VP instead of Puck.
Oh, Death Prophet would have been terrifying, yeah.
A strong 4-protect 1 lineup with Naga to farm and get a Radiance up and split push. They have to run as a pack. And Death Prophet obviously is great in those situations, and all that physical damage coming off of the minus armor. And it would have been a silence too, which is the one thing that they're kind of lacking.
Yeah,
they don't have any real silence. Other than Puck, so they would still have a silence.
Just to clarify for anyone watching because it surprised me when I first learnt it, Death Prophet's ult does physical damage, despite being made of magical ghosts. So whatever, that's fine.
More of the ults do physical damage that you don't make any sense that way.
Yeah.
Than you would think. Another
ults tend to, yeah.
Witch Doctor. Witch Doctor's ult does physical damage.
Which I love. That's why I love Witch Doctor Medusa combos. Although I never see them.
Shadow Shaman does physical damage.
We are going to get a little bit of a voice lag here as people pick their heroes. Right. I don't know why that happens. But Illidan on Naga, Arsart on Tidehunter, God there on Puck.
And it's going to be a jungling Bat Rider, looks like.
Yes. I'm going to keep a close eye on that. That'll be interesting.
Rotating Bat Rider?
Yep, it's Fodder Invoker, unsurprisingly. but that'll be fun to watch. So I think my camera focus for the kind of the first 10 minutes of this game is going to be Radiant Jungle in mid lane. I think that's where the
5 seconds.
where the interesting stuff will be happening. I'm in, David. Are you there? We've probably passed the lag point now. Yep.
Yeah.
You want to introduce
This should
one
be
of them?
interesting.
I'll introduce the other.
All right, I'll take Sigma. Very excited to be introducing them. Over here on the safe lane, it's Paris or Saksha on the Lifestealer. We have Tin, who I think is Pause. I'm going to assume that's Pause. Could be wrong. On the Batrider, and then Miggle is rotating into this lane. Clockwork. I guess they're rotating as 5. Both
They're
rotating as 5 into Radiant Jungle.
Yeah, this
So
could be
I'll finish
interesting.
Steve real quick, and then last but not least, of course, we have Dash, who I believe is fucking mad on the Bane. Oh, very close. And Fada on the Invoker.
Illidan cutting down a tree there,
Ward up this jungle.
Battle
just
will
behind the
commence in
Radiant Pool
30
camp.
seconds.
They may be trying to fake them into thinking they're placing a ward there, because sometimes people do that.
Well, it was a tree that you would cut down if you were looking to chain pull.
Well, sometimes people use that to sneak up in and place a ward right in that can block either of these camps. I've seen people do that. I'm not sure.
I'm a bit confused by that. Anyway, let's have a quick look.
At the wrong place.
We got AA Artart
Oh, they
on
know where they put the ward to.
Artart on the Tide Hunter.
Miguel was paying out.
I think this might be my only chance here to. I'll be quick. We got G there, God on the puck. We've got Jodham there on the Dazzle. We have NS there on the AA, and up top, big surprise, Illidan sitting on the Naga Siren, heavy carry position. So it looks like Angeli VP are dual laning mid.
Yeah, they really do not want Fata to get a good start. They know how strong his Invoker is. But Invoker is relatively good against duels.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't get their strategy here. All you're doing is nerfing Puck's levels, really.
I mean, yes, they're going to make sure he doesn't get much farm, but he wasn't going to get a ton of farm anyway, and he doesn't need a ton of farm.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about this. Although Dazzle, no, he's just clarity up.
I mean, it does, ping's going out on that blocked large camp.
Yeah, Miguel pinged it right at the start. He figured, I'm not sure how he knew where he placed it, but they did.
Dazzle heading top. You may have said that. There's Cold Snap. G going down really low. I'm not sure why he didn't phase shift there.
And he doesn't have a salve. He's gonna have to do this with tangos.
Yeah, this could be. Oof, nice dodge.
Methinks you wanted that.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, you say nice dodge, but of course, if you're being forced to dodge like that because you're on low health, it means you are missing last hits, which is what happened there as well.
But now I'm not sure what Jodham is doing up here on the Dazzle. I mean, he's not really pulling, which is fine. He's not in lane. He's not harassing. Places a sentry, I guess. It's good.
Blocking their own large camp?
Batrider.
Yeah, I kind of felt that was
Tidehunter's dead.
solo offlane Tide is bold, I think.
I mean, you can do it, but you have to play very defensively.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he's that far out. I'm surprised he didn't go for the. Naga's not bad in aggro tries. That might have been worth it. I don't know.
I think they've shot themselves in the foot a little bit here, to be honest. I don't see the solo Tide surviving. I see what just happened happening over and over and over again.
I mean, to be fair, he was all the way out here, which he never had any business being that far out anyway. But
oh, okay, yeah. I mean,
he's not going to be able to disrupt Batrider's farm in the jungle at all. Batrider and Lightyear are both going to get very good farm.
Yeah.
With solo offlane Tide.
I mean, that's what I mean. He's either going to dial up, or the other option is he'll be, you know, behind his tower the entire time. Like he can't follow this dire wave out. Oh no, he can.
I think he can go out to
he
about
can,
right here.
Because Bane, isn't there. But given where his observer ward is, Bane could easily walk up behind the trees, suddenly nip out, get a nightmare, And then...
That's the other thing. First of all, that's a very conservative ward.
Excuse me.
It'd be a lot better for him over here, maybe, or even deep in.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's what I mean.
You can see the rotation.
Batrider and Bane could be on him, and he would have maybe a second of warning before Nightmare was in range.
Gonna try to help on this bottom rune, or I'm not sure where he's headed. Well, Naga is farming very well.
Big surprise.
Batrider really hasn't come online yet.
Clockwork beginning to take some real damage. Gets netted.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, I mean, that evens it up, I guess. That evens it up.
My gratitude.
We see they had to work for that kill. They had to bring people out of the jungle and set it up and get farm. Tidehunter's kill was just basically given away.
I mean, it did rotate back out of the jungle, but yeah, I know what you mean. Oh, Invisible Bane here, chasing up a ganking Artart.
Yeah. I'm not sure if he wants him.
Oh dear.
He feels it somehow. He knows. Oh.
I think he's probably looking at the behavior of Invoker on mid lane, and realizing that Invoker must have vision of him coming down the river, either from wards or something else. I don't think he knows about Bane being invisible.
Are they gonna dive Tidehunter here?
I think they might.
Like
I think they
set
should.
up Titan. Yep, they're gonna dive.
Yep. Oh, that's actually an amazing combo I hadn't considered. With
What's that?
well, when you nightmare someone, Lifestealer can always rage and right click them.
Right, absolutely. That's why Nightmare and Lifestealer and Bane are such a good combo.
Although it does kind of make the Nightmare slightly redundant, but I guess for setup it's good.
Good
Make sure you can land.
Dazzle, and now Puck's headed that direction. It's AA, but just gonna let it go.
I think that's probably good for Sigma overall.
Batrider has not yet gotten any real farming done. Got 1,000 in the bank. Probably gonna let his clarity run out and do another Firefly run through.
Well, I mean,
and
this.
Now AA's dual midding.
Yeah, just look how quickly that. With 6 stacks, let's just look how quickly that goes down.
Yeah.
And he's just going to use his Firefly to farm up the entire jungle. Wow.
Stupid range creeps.
Oh, I mean, I would love to see just a quick gush. Just. And that ward's almost out, down on bottom. So 7-minute creep camp will be back up. That will help Batrider a lot, I think.
Very interesting decision.
Oh!
He could get AA.
He did. He manages it.
He stood in the cold feet and just said, "I'll
and
take
with
it."
that stun,
for,
also going to take
Naga.
Illidan. There it is. Good rotation from Vata there.
He took the cold feet Brock. He let himself get stunned so that Invoker could come in and gank, and he was able to take out the AA, and then Invoker finished up the Naga.
Yeah.
Let's trust in your teammates right there.
Puck here heading round.
Puck is hunting him. Yep.
Yeah, way behind though, sadly. And out. And out. Invoker coming down looking for food, but not going to find it.
And now Lifestealer's farm is really accelerating. And he's had solo lane XP too. Yeah, I wasn't. It's really just this Tidehunter can't really do anything here.
Yeah. I mean, he's currently not even trying to. He's trying to have a look in the jungle, which I don't get. I mean, Batrider's significant, but let's be honest. He's going to get his blink full staff very quickly, and there's nothing you're going to do about that.
Here, yeah. A slower blink.
Yeah, it's a slightly slower blink, but I mean, what would you rather shut down? You're basically saying Batrider's blink for like a few more minutes, or the Lifestealer. I mean, I honestly think
out leveling the Tidehunter.
Yeah, Paris I think could honestly just open wounds and start hitting him.
Something big's going down here top. Infest, Clockwork.
Oh, yep. They want to do.
There
it is.
He dives in.
Hook, Cog, Infest combo. Good job. Love it. AA and Dazzle just suddenly left going, wait, where did our carry go? Hello? Hello? Yeah, that's one of my favourite combos in the game, just proper boxing ring style.
I don't think you're allowed to like bring a second fighter inside of you in a boxing ring. That's discouraged, I'm pretty sure.
Discouraged. Miscouraged. That's what I always say.
Dire's bottom tower is being attacked.
Lifestealer, choosing to still hang out on top lane though, which I'm not sure what the end game there is. Because we got...
He's farming way too well on bottom. I think maybe he's trying to get his Midas up, or get a TP to head back to bottom lane. Not going to be a particularly quick Midas if he does choose to finish it. I mean, he has just about enough for it, but 9 minutes would be slow for what Paris usually likes, but we'll see.
Well, I mean, that's including phase boots first though, right? Oh dear, there's the net.
That's true. I don't mean that he's been farming badly at all. Just
No,
if he does finish the Midas, it'll be just a relatively late one. Alright, yeah, he does finish it. Got it coming out to him on the courier.
I would love for 10-minute Midases on my lifestealer to be considered late Midases after I got phase boots. I'd love that. Be so happy. DD Puck.
339, man. 339.
Oh, beautiful tornado there from Invoker
very
prevents.
Close.
Oh, almost prevents.
He almost prevented him from jumping into that orb. Were you in my PL game yesterday, Grumble?
Yes, I was Weaver.
Okay. Oh, that's right. Yes, of course.
That was a very fun game. A little bit cruel.
I've ever gotten, but
what was it? Something like 3 minutes or something.
3 minutes 39 seconds.
Yeah.
That was first use, not purchase time. That was first use time.
Oh, that was an
That's
amazing
including
match.
the courier coming out and everything.
That is on underpass broadcasts if anybody's interested on the channel.
Oh yeah, I should watch it watch your podcast of it. That'd be fun.
Well, I mean, the thing is, the first I'll be honest.
They're going on Tidehunter.
Going on and succeeding on.
Dazzle's here too. They might go for him. Yep.
They actually.
A little bit mistimed.
Yeah, but it's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's that mini stun from Battery Assault is so powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Oh dear, Puck
kind
kind of getting a little bit surrounded here,
Yeah.
and doesn't have any
They wanna
blink
go on
or
this
full
Naga,
staff
though.
yet.
Puck's gonna find Bane.
Dire's bottom tower is
Spotted out. Invoker's actually headed back
Yeah,
to mid.
Tidehunter. And they forced the AA to TP up, which is good.
Bot tower about to go down.
Invoker's just farming.
Absolutely no contest.
Yeah, their plan to shut down Invoker's farm has not gone well.
Oh, beautiful tornado through the trees, manages to hit AA and G. Artart and God.
Dire's bottom tower
It's
is
true, I haven't
Badgers
actually.
blink up.
I haven't seen a lasso.
Oh, they go on
Oh,
Invoker.
he suddenly doesn't have the mana for anything. There it is. Oh, but there's the Tide ult. Invoker's down. Tide in exchange. Oh dear, Dazzle in exchange.
Clock hooking.
Puck, of course, is. This is why I don't like
Dire's
Puck.
middle
Someone was
tower
asking
is
me
under
yesterday. It's
attack.
because he does stuff
You
like
don't
that.
even care, do you?
Oh,
It's just good play.
it's just so annoying.
Oh, yeah, I don't understand why that annoys you, but Queen of Pain doesn't annoy you, Anti-Mage doesn't annoy you.
That's just a blink. It's not just like, oh, I'm gonna fire this off and then just like look at you grinning for 5 minutes while you wonder whether or not I'm gonna
So it's
jump
the-
to it.
It's the taunt that does it to you.
Yes!
One of the joys of playing Timbersaw is when he Timber chains away, there's that split second where he looks the other way, and he's
And it's like,
saying, bye.
Bye. Bye. Yeah, he's a good one. But I mean, it's like you could say Weaver's got like ridiculous escapes, but his ult isn't, you know, that amazing and can be used wrong and various things. So no worries about the
best
ult.
escape in the game.
But
You have an instant cast, complete reverse everything bad that has happened to me.
Is under attack.
except, yeah, okay, it's pretty good. I'll give you that. But I mean,
Bat Rider's Lifestealer infest into Bat Rider and he's smoked up. Total smoke. Well, double smoke.
okay, actually, I'm gonna stop bitching about Puck and watch this because this should be fun.
We all have our heroes, man. We all have our heroes.
Dire's top tower is under
Damn Puck.
siege.
And of course our friend Fairy Dragon is actually also casting this game. That's Ninja Fox.
Dire's top tower is being attacked.
I believe he's still casting as Ninja Fox.
He is still casting as Ninja Fox, yes, but his current sig on Dota is Fairy Dragon, and I hate him for it, although I haven't told him this. Batrider sadly not finding the gank he wanted,
Dire's middle tower is being attacked.
but him and Lifestealer are having a nice little bromance here regardless. Now calling, I guess, just for, you know, well, if they're not going to be here, let's push the tower, but Naga is actually heading down that
Right.
way. Oh, nope, just the illusions, and the illusions won't be enough here to
Yeah.
stop all that.
I'll clear the creep wave. Hey, oh, comes in.
Should have healed myself.
Ooh, tied. There go the illusions.
Radiant's bottom tower is being attacked.
Batrider gets a blink, but then gets silenced, unfortunately, so no lasso out for him.
Ugh, that's the worst thing ever that happens to you when you play Batrider. That's the most unpleasant feeling possible.
I have just had a question
Well, I
asked.
guess I will.
When we say AA, we do
Yeah.
need to be very clear about whether we mean art
That's true.
style or art or ancient apparition.
Good point. Naga almost has enough for a relic. 100 gold away. Just had a tough game.
I mean, is this a close
When you
game?
have a slow starter's Naga.
I don't
it's
think
like,
it is.
No, it's not a close game.
No.
No, it's not close at all.
I'd like it to be. I'd like to be able to say, wow, this is... Now that the Naga's coming online, this
I mean,
could go either way.
It's not like maybe couldn't come back. When
Oh, they
Naga
could.
gets your Radiance up, this game's gonna change a lot. A lot.
But it is important to
But she
defend.
needs to buy it.
Radiant's bottom
Well,
tower.
there's
the relic.
the
Probably
relic.
straight there.
Yep.
Radiant structures have been
But they're about to take top
fortified.
tower.
Dire's top tower is
AA
under
is
attack.
very good at countering pushes, but really hasn't slowed a lot. They
Dire's
just
top tower
have
is
no one
being
following
attacked.
up. They really need that Radiance on Naga. There's no way around it.
I think what the rest of the VP team should really be doing here is pushing towers, like they just did. Full props for that, because that of course will get a whole bunch
That
of...
was good. I mean, they're going to lose the top tower, but that's an acceptable trade.
Dire's structures
K-Drum
have
was
been
really upset that I
fortified.
don't like Puck. I'm sorry, bro. I
Dire's
just...
top tower is being
He's
attacked.
such a douche. And this is coming from a Broodmother player. He's just such a douche.
Dire's middle tower is
See, I don't
under
mind Brood
attack.
as much as other heroes do. Other people do.
Well, the trick with Broodmother is just not to mind her too much. Just send someone with AoE up there.
Right, no,
Doesn't
you're
matter if
right.
you lose tier 1, doesn't matter if you lose tier 2. Because whoever's got AoE is going to be getting a ton of farm. And then when it gets to tier 3, whatever, just make a plan and do
The
it.
only hero that I really just don't want to play against nowadays is Shadow Fiend. I just don't like playing against Shadow Fiend. I don't think he's OP or anything. He's just annoying. He does not make this game unpleasant.
I don't mind him. I like him.
Because once he gets like Shadow Blade and a BKB, it's just like, well, I just don't know what to do anymore. It's just, ugh, I don't know.
BKB? C'est possible. Lots of lockdown. I mean, he's just so squishy. He's just another glass cannon, you know?
Yeah, but he's a very big glass cannon.
He is.
That's what I'm saying. Once he gets BKB,
And he's an omnidirectional.
when you're lockdowns, you really have to draft against him and get lockdowns to go through BKB. You need Fiend Script and Net and stuff like that, or else he'll just walk all around you, and it drives me crazy.
I gotta say, this is more based on my own personal games recently, not the pro scene or anything,
Dire's
but
top tower is
I think you
under
kind of want
attack.
ults that go through
Your
BKB
losing
Okay,
now.
on Dazzle.
all the time regardless. Oh, he uses Weave, but gets absolutely trashed. Weave, of course, having a very short cooldown.
A Apparition Ulta coming in, but too late. I mean, they're not teaming up. They're not using Song or Tidehunter, or they're just using all of their ultimates when they just sort of get one-on-one. I don't understand why Naga isn't split pushing and farming, and the rest of the team isn't grouped together defending and pushing towers.
Yeah.
I don't know why they're so spread out across the map.
I haven't actually
Because
seen...
they're-
I haven't seen either team defend a tower in quite a long time. Do you know what I mean?
That's a good point.
It's just been kind of like, oh, they're pushing there, alright. That Song of the
Oh,
Siren.
and Tornado just cancels all the TPs.
Oh, that was nasty. Song of the Siren, though, did a wonderful job there stopping the lasso. I think that deserves a special
Yeah,
shout out
but
for Illidan. But he's now got
Dominating.
caught by Cogs. Tide's gone down.
And you see, if they had had Puck or Dazzle there, they might be able to turn that fight around. But they were all the way on the other side of the map. Why are those two? I don't get it. Naga should have made Naga couldn't TP out on her own because she had she didn't have a TP scroll, and B, she was using Song to help Tidehunter and AA TP out.
Middle tower is under
Yeah,
attack.
no, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, forget Puck. If they'd had Death Prophet there, they could have turned it around. That's going to be my final word. I don't know whether that's fair.
They need to be grouping as having they have a 4 protect lineup, but they're not using it. They're playing it like they have all carries that are just going to be able to outfarm them, but they're not. They have the early game lineup.
Middle tower is being attacked.
I don't understand what's happening here.
But that said, I mean, given that VP aren't doing that, I do think I don't know. I'm not entirely sure what the Sigma plan is either. I mean,
Sigma is up by 12,000 gold and 12,000 XP. That's their plan.
yeah, exactly. I just mean I think they could be taking advantage of that.
On the tide.
Dire's bottom tower is
Here comes the
They do a good job of
AAO.
forcing fights.
Lots of damage there on the Invoker.
Tear too.
They do really want to. It's so close. Yep, there it is.
Oh. Clockwork just like, I'll just take that last hit, thank you.
Miguel. Batrider, of course, just using Firefly to farm basically a quarter of the map AoE at once.
That's what he does.
Oh, and it's Shagbark the Courier. I do like Shagbark. What's a Dire Courier? Oh, Jade Hoof, boring.
I don't really like the flying Shagbark.
It looks a bit silly. I would agree.
But yeah, I like VP's draft a lot, but they're not really using it.
Dire's top tower is under siege.
I mean, it's too late now.
I'm gonna say called it. I mean, the way I look at this,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's okay. Forget the Puck bashing for a sec. Tide can be a legitimate solo offlane. Puck can be a legitimate mid. But he's a support off lane, and that's a supporty mid. So
Dire's
when I
top
look at
tower
this,
is under
Right.
siege.
I say, yeah, okay, there are people that you can maybe begin to play as semi-carries or even carries if you get it just right and everything goes well. But
Sure.
don't move it away from the fact that this is a team with 4 supports and Naga.
Lightstealer's diving as AA.
Dominating.
It's gonna tear him to pieces.
Mega kill.
Well, they.
He's infested
Yeah.
here, and I'll just walk away.
I mean, what's Naga's farm? Okay, I mean, she's got a Radiance up and 44 gold.
He's gonna go for the. He's gonna try to lasso Tidehunter.
Oh, and he's going to succeed.
Tower is being attacked. Mega kill.
Oh, but there's the Ravage, not enough to finish off Bat, but Bat can't move.
Those people had
The other two, Lifestealer and Bane, just being like, yep, well, we can take a
Dire's
stun.
middle tower is under siege.
No problem with that.
Ooh, Clockwork just walked into that AAO. Yeah, he needs to TP back.
Teams of supports.
You see, if they had everyone but Naga working as a group of 4, defending and pushing, and then Naga was able to get her Radiance done 5 minutes ago, and then she could have started split pushing, and then having split pushing and having either illusions or herself with the group, then they could have dominated this early game. I'm not saying they would have, but they certainly could have. But by spreading the map and farming all of their heroes, even though they can't really do anything with farm except for Naga, they left themselves open to ganks, and they just gave up towers because they couldn't defend them because they weren't grouped up.
Yep.
They were trying to like split push with Tidehunter. I don't get it.
Yeah, I mean, Tidehunter was very aggressive on the bot lane, and Yeah, I mean they
Tree
were
wise.
just outclassed, I guess, in a lot of the
I
early
mean,
team fights.
The laning death I can forgive. I mean, I don't think that was that bad. It was the mid game that didn't really seem to make any sense to me.
Yeah, I would agree. It was a coordination. It was once it's not laning phase anymore, and we got to start thinking
Right.
team based. Things started to
Right.
fall apart. But
Yeah.
I think we favour different drafts in this one. I'm definitely more in favour of Sigma.
I don't think Sigma's draft is bad or anything. I think it's a good draft. I'm not even saying I really like VP's draft. I just was impressed with how cohesive of a plan their draft showed. But at the same time, I'm disappointed by how uncohesively they played that draft. But Invokers look to be dead here in the.
Oh, but there's that damn
no one has
Ghost Walk
detection?
movement
Oh,
speed.
but the dust missed them.
Oh, and here comes Batrider with Infest as well, and a Clockwork. Clockwork gets a 3-person cog out. I think that deserves a massive shout out. He goes down, but
Wow. Big work by Clockwork there.
yeah, I mean that's
Big work.
genuine hero status right there.
Radiant's middle tower is
Held
That's
up.
3 people that went very low trying to kill him.
Yeah, and just
Very
could
well
not
played
do
by
anything
Wendell.
to the rest of his team while they just, you know, slowly, surely murdered people. Brilliant play there from the Clockwork. And that was so quick as well. I mean, that started off with VP ganking Invoker, right?
Yes, it did, absolutely. And he was able to ghost walk and get far enough away that I think the dust actually did hit him slightly, but he wasn't really in risk.
Yeah,
And
but
Orb
by
shifted
that
him
stage
out.
they had
I mean,
infested
I didn't see
Batriders.
AO in that fight. That probably would have helped, but it's too late. They're just so outfarmed at this point and out leveled. I don't understand why they don't call it.
I'm gonna have a quick look. XP graph, wow, 25,000. So that's about
Yeah.
1,000 ahead for every minute of the game.
Yeah.
And about the same for gold. That's actually ridiculous. That is actually
That's what I'm saying.
ridiculous.
I mean, they can't see the gold graph, so they may not know it. They may
Yeah,
say, okay,
sure.
Nagus got his Radiance, guys. It's not too late. We can do this. But just
But
for
like-
the record, it's too late and you can't do it.
If they had a quick look at the items, I mean, Lifestealer is twice as high as the closest person on. Oh, nice 4-staff there from 10. Unfortunately,
Oh, they're gonna get him.
oh no, they're
no,
not.
The AO misses.
Oh no, they are.
Oh, they do.
They are. But they're gonna lose God, I
The Pug's in
think.
trouble.
Yep, he's silenced.
Dyer's
Oh,
top
silence
tower
wears
is
off, and then
being
there'll be a
Is
bloomin'
this part of an
blink or
elaborate
something
trap
silly.
you're going to spring on them later?
Go Invoker, go,
Because
go,
Very
go,
fast.
go.
Dyer's top tower.
Jump into the orb.
Yeah, remember? Oh, that's what I mean. That's why I hate Puck. It's like
Dyer's
you
middle
can just
tower is
phase
being
shift,
attacked.
and then before it's over, just press shift and blink, and there's nothing any. It's better than a BKB. It's better than a Ghost Scepter. Grrr.
So go learn to play Puck then. Go learn it.
Yeah, maybe I
That's what I
will.
always tell people. When they say, oh, this hero's OP, so stupid. I say, well,
Yeah.
if he's so OP, go get great with him. That's how I learned Timbersaw.
I gave
I
myself.
just hate playing against Timbersaw so much.
I gave
It
myself
always
a.
kills me, and Bristleback too.
Sorry, well, good choice then. I mean, you're definitely following your own advice. Those two heroes you are very, very strong on.
Well, thank you.
I made a new objective yesterday, by the way, and that is I'm going to find heroes that you don't like, and I'm going to get good at them to force you
Well,
to
Shadow
recognize
Fiend's
them.
probably your best option.
Well, I got Weaver so far on the list.
Oh, I don't. Oh, you mean that I think aren't very good?
Yeah.
I see what you mean. I like it. I'm all for it. Show me. Well, your Weaver play definitely was showing me up yesterday.
Haha! Oh god, this giant team fight. Ravage gets off just before Tidehunter dies. Invoker's actually down, so I think VP in terms of who's been killed, maybe at a bit of an advantage, but
So far, so good.
Lifestealer,
AA is gonna be able to walk away,
is he?
but I think they can still push this tower. They haven't earned up.
Yeah.
Stealer. Oh, they're gonna go for Roche. Yeah, they can just go for Roche. What? Popular Lincolns, they say. Lifestealer says. So many popular Lincolns. Thank you.
Scouting bats.
Are they gonna try to contest?
Illusory Orb is down. I don't think that they can. They can chuck in a bit of damage, but it's a life stealer. That's not going to be enough to make a difference.
Tidehunter is
Nice,
away from his blink.
nice cogs there, just to keep the Naga Siren illusions out. Make sure there's absolutely no chance of it getting denied or anything.
I think if Tide had his blink, they would have gone in on that, but he couldn't. He couldn't blink into the pit, so now he gets it.
I was going to say, what is up with his farm? He's just got a blimmin' cloak. But yeah. I'm being
OP, by the way.
I'm being told to get pucked by people
Get bugged.
watching the stream. Just go puck yourself, Reynolds. Oh, and somebody's put an advert for nakedlisa.com in the chat. That's lovely.
That's very courteous of them.
I know. I
Make
mean,
sure everyone knows.
I assume that that's some person called Lisa who's looking to find her way through college.
That's good.
So yeah, that's really a humanitarian effort there.
Sigma has slowed down now that Naga's got her Radiance. I mean, I still say if they had just used their draft instead of ignoring it, I think VP would be in a very strong position right now. I don't get it.
If you say so. I don't see it. It looks to me like they've got 4 very early game, 1 very late game, and nothing in the middle. They've got 4 supports. They've got
I mean, I think of Puck as
no right clickers to take advantage of
an early gamer.
Maybe, but
I think if they had used
supports generally.
Ravage and
True.
Puck and Dazzle, I think that could have been not a bad roaming 4 combo to defend and push. Well, Naga got it a relatively early Radiance.
But I don't think they could have protected Naga while she got an early Radiance. I mean, against Batrider, Clockwork, and Lifestealer, plus Invoker and Bane.
Yeah, that's a good point. They have a very strong ganking lineup, and they're just taking him to pieces.
Yeah. I mean, you're right that there are definitely strategies which the Dire team is good for, which might work in certain situations. But generally, it's just alright. That's a strong lineup. I don't see it.
But yeah, I would agree. It's not like that's a super strong lineup. I agree, Death Prophet or someone. I would have gone with Death Prophet over the Puck. I think that could have been very powerful.
Death Prophet over the Puck, I could have seen there. Yeah, and then I mean, I think if they wanted to do anything really with the Tide and have him be kind of the offlane hope, he maybe needed a support.
Death Prophet is very much underrated as a 4 protect 1 mid because she can just, she can throughout the early mid game, she can just force you to not attack or force you to defend a tower when you really don't want to, which is what you want from a 4 protect lineup.
Absolutely. Alacrity there just means that Lifestealer can just rush down that tower. And the GG call goes.
There you go. Guess I needed the honor of letting at least 1 Rax fall.
Yeah. I think that was it, maybe, yeah. Well, GG, the stream will go off now. Next match should be up within the next couple of minutes. I just need to turn my stream off so that it just doesn't all crash. Thank you very much, Davey. I think that was a good one.
Should be great.
And yeah, see anybody watching very, very shortly in the next match.